The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. What else do we have out here? We've got some questions. We'll try to get to what we're going on out here in, and what else do we have happening? I think that's kind of just a quiet day so far. Let's look at the markets, I guess, is the first thing to do. Okay, so we're off 9 points in the S&P. Cash volume is light, 1.9 billion shares. So volume is light on this pullback, but we're only 3 points off the lows. My guess is that we've got at least a few more days of a pullback. And the question is whether or not this turns into one of those frog boiling deals where everybody just goes, well, you know, we're going to have a few days pullback. It's going to be light. And it just continues for a while. Those are kind of the most wicked of pullbacks. Volume is not all that exciting so far, but again, the volume was even lighter on the way up on Thursday and Friday. So you could say that we've got more volume, at least at this particular time. I think we've got more volume to the downside than we did actually on Friday. So it isn't a whole lot. But I wouldn't be let me put it this way. We talked about it last week. I sold my long positions. Is there still some room for them to bounce? Yes, and some of them did today. Everybody will think, well, we left some money on the table. But there is a reason why I always say so when you can, not when you have to. It is the equivalent of not filling up your tanks in an airplane when you're going somewhere. That fuel left at the previous airport will do you no good. What it does allow you to do is when you sell is to sit back and look and figure out whether or not your original prediction for selling was justified and whether or not you should go short the other side. And does all that. As always, we like to meet at this time each day.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And I don't know what else you can say about it other than that. Light volume pullback. Got a lot of emails about whether or not Russia is hacking our political system. I will give my opinion after looking at the online database as I did over the weekend, because I just thought it was very interesting to see not only what was in the emails, but how they were formatted. So we'll talk about that a little bit and maybe how it relates to security and maybe some security companies out there. And I don't know what else we can say about it other than it's always time for a little history, because without history, you are doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past.
That it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1978, Louis Brown, the world's first baby to be conceived via in vitro fertilization, is born at Oldham District Hospital in Manchester, England. To parents Leslie and Peter Brown, the baby is healthy and delivered shortly before midnight by cesarean section and weighed in at 5 pounds, 12 ounces. And what was it, 2004 or 2006? Baby Louise gave birth to a baby of her own. And one of probably the more important health issues that was solved to give people that previously could not have children of their own. And it just seems like yesterday, doesn't it? Anyway, a scary future coming out in the near future. The G20 meeting was over, and probably the biggest surprise is that they were able to keep a lid on everything. You know, we're off 22 cents on the dollar index. My guess is that the dollar will start to slide but I'm not expecting a whole lot. I'm thinking maybe back into the 96s here. And maybe they finally gotten to an agreement where this dollar index is not going to move a great deal, and that may slow down the market somewhat. What else do we have going on out here? It is a mad, mad, mad market. Yahoo getting bought out. Very interesting to see the reaction for Yahoo, which is we're getting bought out and the stock's going down. There are a couple of reasons why. It's not all being bought out. It's just most of it being bought out. They're going to leave a great deal and spin out the shares of Alibaba, where no one knows how actually the taxes would impact it at all. They may ship it overseas where they can take the taxes out without Uncle Sam trying to get his mitts on it. But a lot of snarky talk out here today, but pretty much what I told you in the beginning when Marissa Myers became the CEO of that. In fact, I should have probably saved that show. But I said the same thing, and that is once the Titanic struck an iceberg, there was no saving it. You could change the captains all you want. Is she capable? Yes. Was anybody capable of saving the Titanic? No. Could they have done a much better job of getting everybody in the lifeboats? Yes. Was her rule anything of extraordinary magnitude? The answer is no. She was, in the end, quite average. And I almost instantly, hopefully people that listen to this show will remember, I said this was one of these issues where everybody and their dog in the media were trying to produce somebody that she was not. They wanted to make, and it's kind of like the Wheaties, not Wheaties box, the front cover of the Sports Illustrated. Whoever's put on that is generally destined to fail, and rather spectacularly. They call it the Sports Illustrated cover curse. I think when you build somebody up, there's always this tendency never to get to the level that everybody thought that you could when you started. I look at Meg Whitman, who everybody wrote off at the beginning, saying that she couldn't do anything, who continues to outperform just about everybody else in Silicon Valley, probably other than the CEO of Microsoft. There are a lot of people that have a great company and everything's going great, everything's growing. That is not where their CEOs, for the most part, earn their living. It's when things don't go right. And when you're trying to fix a mess, I would always take one Meg Whitman for 5 or 10 Marissa Myers, just because she's shown that she's, over time, known what she's doing. And no matter how many glamour pictures are taken on magazines, changing the issue to whether or not someone is having yet another kid or women can have it all, this is a pretty cut and dried business. It's dollars and cents in the end, and it doesn't matter how many nice pictures or how much they want to make you into a political icon. It's about the Benjamins. We'll be back after this break.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we're back. Kind of some interesting movement. Let's take a quick look at FEYE. Of course, said we'd make some comments out here on the hack that came out, or at least all the emails that came out on Friday. And a lot of people started emailing me all over the weekend. I said I'd address it today. Question is whether or not the Russians are actually hacking us, everything else. And my guess is the answer is that at least they tried, if it's not this. But everything I've seen and looked at suggests that it's probably an inside deal. Someone who could physically touch the metal of the computer case or was in line with the tape backups of the hard drives to the email system, most likely had some kind of hand in this. And it's easy to think about, especially politically, someone who thinks that their particular candidate was wrong or wronged. All they have to do is grab one of those tape backups and send it out. The reason why I think that this is this came from a backup of the entire machine was the way that this was put together on the WikiLeaks website. All the original data is there. They didn't just take the emails. They took the database that constructed all the emails and all the server information. And if you're in trying to hack some site, it's kind of like going in and robbing a jewelry store. Do you bother going over and getting all the little stuff over there in the corner, or do you just kind of figure out what you want before you get in the door, know that you're going to smash the counters, grab the most expensive stuff, and leave? And that is it. This was one of those robberies where they come in, take everything. The owner comes in the morning, opens up, the alarm's never gone off, and guess what? Everything is gone. There's not even they took the counters. They took the display counters. They took everything. There's nothing that wasn't taken. Normally, that's kind of hard to do unless you've got the backup of the entire hard drive. But very interesting stuff out here. But I could probably go into the political angle of this all day long. But I think everybody's probably already figured it out. But anybody who didn't believe that at least some in politics were in cahoots with those people in the media, to see that journalistic standards had fallen so far as that they would clear their stories with political agents before they did with their editors, tells you just about how bad the political hacks are embedded in current journalism. Besides all the other things that came out in those emails. But a lot of people say you don't want to see sausage being made. But politics is like this. It is one lie and deceit after another, and probably not limited to any single political party. Just that we see it in all its glory here when we look at the internals of these things. Do I think it's the Russians? If it's the Russians, they've got a spy inside. I don't think that they have a hacker that just drove by in a drive-by attack and got it. But there's another 20,000 emails to come out of this trove, so there's much more to see. There's also a bunch of more emails that will come out about the foundation of one of the candidates, and this is probably going to be going on through all the way through the elections. But again, one of the most interesting things is just how, I guess maybe it's people a little bit older than me. The security of their systems is, I guess, the absolute last thing they ever think about or even can understand. They give it to somebody. They won't give them the money to properly defend something like this. And then when it's hacked, they'll act all incensed. It is the same people that never change their oil in their car and then say, well, why did it blow up? But when we look at these, you'd think that these things would probably be doing a great deal better. FireEye and what is it, CRBR? CRBR? Is that right? CYBR? CYBR. Yeah, CyberArk. CyberArk a little bit better out here today. But again, as we've said before, everybody tends to defend the outside and doesn't defend the inside. That's kind of like only having troops at the gate and somebody hops over the fence somewhere else. What do? Almost none of these companies or political parties tends to have what is fairly decent procedures for defending and finding out long before all this stuff is gone. But security always comes down to its weakest link, and it looks to me like they got everything, which normally points to somebody on the inside. And somebody that thinks that they're wrong. We had all those cables that were dumped back, in 2010 by Manning. He was somebody that was Fruit Loop nuts, and he just didn't like the way he was being treated and decided to throw them all out there for everybody to see for WikiLeaks. And I suspect we're probably going to find the same thing and now that the FBI is involved, they're going to find out that there was probably somebody on the inside. What else is going on out here? Genius, there's a few stocks out here making some highs. We'll take a look at it. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. You can, of course, call me at 877-927-6648. You can also post a message in the den. It is interesting. It is interesting. I'll do a short plug. Facebook is coming out with earnings this week. I spent kind of a little extra time, been kind of mulling over and looking at social networks. And report, I made a kind of a special report for my Tech Insider subscribers that went out today. I'm pretty close to determining that we've got peak social media out here. There were a variety of reasons. Mostly what I'm talking about in peak social media has to do more with the price of the stock than the ongoing battle to push one system over another. But a lot of stuff going on out there. Look through it. But there's a lot of media manipulation, whether or not it's straightly political. Wrote a kind of a report about one of the big men of the whole manipulation of media and social media. He was the big man at American Apparel, which is what filed for bankruptcy twice in the last year. Very interesting stuff going on out there, but be very wary about what you read these days. We're much more like in the days of yellow journalism than before. We'll be back after this break.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we got a couple of questions in here, and We'll get to the first one. TJX companies, unclear why they wanted me to look at it other than the fact that it is trying to break out today. Volume looks rather tepid. April 4th, we saw $79.20, 4.7 million shares. We saw that go into 1.7 million shares today. That would pretty much put you out at about 2.6 million shares for the day, maybe 2.7. We'll see how that comes in. Does look like this thing will hold above the highs as everybody continues to try to gravitate to the companies that have been the strongest. That, of course, is fairly weak. In mid-August, what is that, August 16th, you have earnings on TJ Maxx. So you've got, 3 weeks? So I don't know what else you can say about that other than the fact that there's far too much money chasing far too many stocks. All that cash that came into and from Europe to be treated better here probably now does not have a lot of cash behind it, and that's when markets get very brittle. Any close back below 79.20 would be a valid sell signal, and the energy on the way up would make me think that much more likely this thing is in a bigger trading range. Did test the previous May 13th low on June 27th with lighter volume, so you could have bought it there. This would have been the sell signal. And of course, the sell signal is a close below the 79.20. But I always give these 3 days, and if there isn't a sign of strength, i.e. big candle, lots of volume, or a close back into the trading range, any of those basically slam the door on higher prices. We've got earnings coming out after the bell. What is it? Avalon Bay Communities, which is a REIT, which I'm going to be looking at. CoreLogic, also Gilead Sciences, which will tell us a lot about the IBB. What else do we have out here? Las Vegas Sands. Let's take a look at that one because I haven't looked at it in a little while. Feel free. Oh, got a question that in. I forgot about Facebook. I don't know. The question is, I suspect Facebook is headed lower. The question is when. There was a fairly decent change in the complex of that, and that's what I wrote the report in the Tech Insider today about. The question is, when in the quarter did that change happen? I can't really say when, so I would not be anticipating, but looking at Facebook after earnings to see if there is a position out there. I would suspect at least maybe on the next earnings call that we will have seen a fairly long-term high in Facebook. Just looks like some of the better shorts are on this. There's some other things going on in that report, but I think that we're probably peak, like I named the report, peak social media. I think we're pretty much close to that. What are we going to look at LVS? And the question is, you got to look and see how the earnings came in. It's all about price. PE multiples now, I suspect, on Facebook. That thing needs a huge amount of money to catch up to where it was headed. And we shall see after, Wednesday or Thursday? Las Vegas Sands, much more interesting to me at the moment because, boy, is this a nice setup if they miss. This came down on heavy volume back on April 21st, 21 million shares and change. It's into it today with the 3.2 million shares. I may even think about dusting off my after-hours trading on this one. You've got a high volume low that's untested down here at June 27th. And if the numbers come in weak, I think you can see that's exactly where these would be headed. What else do we have going on out here? Hang on a second. Because we were so rudely interrupted, I better turn my cell phone off. What else? Las Vegas sand, a very nice pattern, by the way, out here. And if this does come in weak, although everybody's telling everybody China's rolling again, the question is whether or not they truly are. We won't know until those earnings do come out. Sanmina, S-A-M, isn't it? S-A-M-N. Let's take a quick look at that. Other thoughts. Do they come? Does the Fed come out this week and say Brexit is over, and now we're looking at a rate rise sometimes between September and never? And I think that they will be at these levels probably. I mean, they've got two things. One, you've got a Fed president that's pretty much tied. Did I type that wrong? S-A-N-M? Oh. Tied to the president. And, of course, he canned the previous one because it wasn't doing exactly like he wanted. So you got one that's probably a lot more compliant. They would like to keep this market up and everything rolling into the election. Politics, of course, trumps all. But it is, I'm going to say that they're going to continue to talk a lot and carry a switch. There's not going to be any big stick. So if they do it, they're probably not going to do anything until after the election. Let me put it that way. I don't think that there's anything in the behavior of the Fed president that says that she will go against what the president fired the previous Fed president for and installed her on. As we know, in an election season, everything comes down to politics. You've got Sanmina coming out, and this one's very interesting. Energy on this way up, not that big a deal just yet, but you did get to the previous high with previous volume, and that's everything you could know. This one could be a solid breakout out there, so we want to keep an eye on that one after the bell too. Texas Instruments, TXN. Now this one has gone ahead. This is what really starts to scare me in this market, and that is no breakouts and no sign of strength. The June 23rd high came in with 3.6 million shares. You went above it with maybe 5 million shares, but not a big candle. As things just kind of meandered up higher and higher. These are the kind of markets that make me think that there are people that are short this stock. They short it in the morning, they cover it in the afternoon, and these things just ratchet up higher and higher. Eventually, the shorts quit shorting. I'll look at the short percentage of what people have been doing this, but this is when these things don't come in perfect, that you can have a nice plop back down. This one would be risky down to 58.61. We'll be back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And we are back. Gilead Sciences, of course, another one out after the bell tonight. And biggest problem in this market, it probably wants to go lower. But there are a handful of stocks that everybody is just far too short on. And of course, I do data on all of these, GILD. Now, here's one where the 18th was the last day anybody really started shorting this. Since then, this one has been going up. And again, you got a nice little bounce out here with 8 million shares today. You had a nice little spike with 11 million shares on the 15th. But still really haven't broken out of this area, just above it today on June 7th high. For me, I would need to have this thing at least come in and fill half of this gap to pull the trigger, although we could see something. You've got a lower low out here. Volume only shrank about 10%. That's not also enough for me. This would be in the coin flip pile of stocks. Let's take a quick look at IBB. See if we get any more reading on that one right now. You know, the biggest problem with the IBB is we're back to an ETF that has 22% almost on an ongoing basis of every day, where people are at least 22% of the shares traded start off as a short. You don't know whether the people covered by the end of the day. But this has pretty much been going up every single day since the 18th. You really, you know, you got at least some kind of volume out here on Thursday of last week with 2.2 million shares. But Friday and today, volume is very light. I continue to have this on my radar as one of the weakest sectors out here, mostly because the energy down off the June 6th high to the June 27th low, when compared to the move back up, the energy is at least 30%, about 33% lighter coming off of this. And while you've pulled back up almost the entire price, the energy just really hasn't been there. Certainly the volume hasn't been there. You can look at some of the there's a couple of days out here where volume kind of comes in, it moves a little higher. But to me, this thing, if I wanted to buy the IBB long term, I would love to see this thing come back on lighter volume to this June 27th low. I think that would be the prudent and less gambler-like way of playing it. You may not get that, but we're pretty close with Gilead after the bell tonight and some more biotechs this week. That 286.81 is the target out here. Maybe you get to it, maybe you don't. I couldn't be long right now, especially with weakness in the IBB off this June 27th low. It is one of the three sectors, finance, energy, and biotechs, that look to me the ones that could crater the hardest. What else do we have going on out here? Big Lots, another one of the retailers out here at highs. Volume is incredibly light. What do we have? June 3rd, 3.5 million shares within 0.5% of that high to 715,000 shares. I don't know what else you can say. You know, we can look at a lot of these, but this is a summer of super light volume. Some of these do go a little bit longer and continue higher, but eventually they all break. And of course, the more you stretch a rubber band, the harder it snaps. That is it. CST Brands, another one of these. Been watching this one at the highs, June 2nd, $54.28, 5.6 million shares. And of course, we get over here on the right-hand side, and we get to play the Wimpy song. 5.6 million shares, 690,000 shares. 5.6 million shares, 690,000 shares. I don't know if there's a whole lot you can say other than that. You know, you get all the energy out. You go back up here and retest it. You'd love to see that high a little bit more. What is this one? I just wanted to get back to it a little bit. Independent retailer of motor fuel and convenience merchandise. Okay, so Fast Stops. Why do I don't know the name this way? What are they? They must be under the names of other companies. CST Brands. CST Ciblo Mountain Corner Store, Fresh Choices, Flavors to Go, U-Force, Ultramart, Diamond Shamrock. That's who we have down here. Nice and Easy, Grocery Shops, Mamma Mia, Classic Pizza, Easy Street, Eatery, Transit Cafe names. But a lot of convenience stores, so they're selling some gas, and that'll be interesting to see. You know, you see this move up here, light volume test to the top. The other thing that you wanted to see was some kind of energy off this June 27th low, and you have not seen it. You know, 45 back to where this thing started at 37 would not be on the scope of reason. Cousins Properties, another ETF. One of the reasons I bring these ETFs up in the REIT sector, or the REITs in these properties, was in past markets where the markets have truly failed spectacularly. These have been the majority of the losses. These kind of things like Cousin Properties and other REITs accounted for 80% of all the financial losses in the bust of 1929. Most people think, well, you know, Motorola was the kind of the tech stock of the time. Everybody lost their shorts. It lost 90% of its value, da-da-da-da-da. And then you get in and you really dig through there and you find out that the people that were investing in the things that they thought were backed by something, i.e. real estate, were the ones absolutely hammered, because they all went out of business. They just didn't lose 90. They lost 100. When we look at the June 9th high in Cousin Properties, $11.07, 3.8 million shares to 2.4 million shares as we went through yesterday. And again, we brought up after the bell, we're going to start, and this week we're going to start seeing a lot of these REIT style places, and they've come up with sometimes lighter volume, sometimes the same volume, but it is problematic. Oh, I closed my email. I'm not exactly sure why. Okay. Let me get a few things. Email. Let's look at Microsoft, MSFT. It's just hanging up here. You had all the volume in the world. You gapped up. You can't really break through these highs, although it was pretty good. Let's take a quick look at Intel. Intel came out after the bell on Friday and talked a little bit more about their new memory, and that seemed to put some life in a few of these stocks. Just not a lot of follow through on Intel out here. Same thing with Microsoft. I would have loved to see these things have a few days of follow up, not just like a Roman candle, all shoot off and then it's over in a few seconds. But a little pullback on that, a little push up on this, but light volume. We'll be back after this break.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we're back coming into the home stretch. And we got Tom O'Brien in the next 2 hours. I got an email yesterday from Andy Heck, and he's, I think he's rested and ready to come back Tuesday night. So we'll hear a little bit more commodity talk this week. Looking forward to a lot of things happening. Getting back to the normal summer grind out here. Volume 2.1 billion shares on the New York Stock Exchange consolidated tape. Even with the light volume of the last 2 hours, we're really not that much over the lows. We got to 2162 on the S&P cash, 3.5 points higher than that, but still off 10 points off the highs. Had a couple of times where they tried to push this market, but no volume came in. And I've heard them described as paper cut markets before by some technical analysis people, and that is very light volume retraces. But it's not like you lose a finger or something and you bleed profusely, go to the doctor, get it all cleaned up, and the bleeding's over. You get a paper cut, and these things just kind of like drip, 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 and you think you've got it handled, and you touch something and it starts again. And everything to me right now has that kind of feel to this market, and that is a slow, low decline, maybe all the way into September. I don't suspect that we're going to have a lot of Roman candles, that they'll keep it, as the Fed says, orderly. Maybe it gets wild, maybe it doesn't, but it just got the feel of a high and frog boiling. If you're unfamiliar with the frog boiling analogy, it is a apocryphal tale that if you throw a frog into boiling water, it will instantly hop right out, but you flip him into some nice medium warm water and then turn the temperature up slowly. He never gets the shock of being in the hot water and just sits there until he's boiled. I don't know why you would want to do it to a frog. Is that how you're supposed to do it? I don't know. I wouldn't eat a frog. They're disgusting creatures. Ugh. Anything that looks like it was like a dinosaur, I don't think I want to eat it. I like things that look nice and friendly, things on four legs, things that probably don't swim in water unless they're tuna or swordfish. Just a thought. Anyway, as I said, volume is very light. Doesn't really look like we've had some people come in. I spent a lot of time over the weekend looking at stocks. We've got PEs at sky-high rates. If we do go higher, the risk is extremely manageable to the upside, if I'm wrong. To the downside, again, I don't think that we're going to see these markets where everybody just loses an arm or a leg or an eye. I think that they're going to get a little cut. It's going to be one of these cuts that just doesn't seem to heal, kind of bleeds a little bit, until we find some kind of low where the market comes in. And it's just the culmination of all that cash coming out after the British exit, coming to here, driving our stocks to probably levels that if we had growth would still be a year away. That sets up a market that can pull back, a Fed that wants to support it as it does pull back, and an orderly retreat. That's kind of my idea right now, or at least my working idea. I'm not short any of the major indexes like the NASDAQ or the S&P. I've picked some other positions that I suspect will do a little bit better. But we'll talk more about that in the next exciting episode of the Power Trading Hour. Sell when you can, not when you have to. We'll see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.